Hi guys, and welcome back to day 4 of my spring cleaning. Today I'm focusing on my girls' bedrooms and the playroom. Right now I'm basically just going through and removing all of the stuffed animals that my girls like to sleep with. They have a ton, and every day they always end up in their bed. So the first thing I like to do is take everything off, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove their sheets. Just like I did in the master bedroom, I'm also going to be removing the mattress cover, and I'm going to be taking their quilt that they have on top and their blankets, and I'm going to be throwing everything into the washing machine for a good wash. The next thing I'm going to do is the fan. Again, this fan is really gross. I don't know what it is with my fan cleaning, but I clearly do not do it upstairs because this literally had chunks of dust coming straight off of it. It was insanely gross. But anyway, I went ahead and wiped down the fan blades with my little OXO duster, and then I went through with a microfiber towel and I wiped everything off a little bit more, just because I couldn't quite get enough of it just with the duster alone. This is always a good step too. If you don't really have a high duster, you can just spray any type of cloth and wipe everything down, and the dust shouldn't get too far. The next place I'm going to go to is the closet. Neither of my girls' closets are too bad, but I did have a couple clothes that were sitting up on this top shelf that my oldest daughter grew out of, and I do take all of those clothes and I put them in a separate bin in my youngest daughter's room for her to grow into later. But now that we are at the end of spring, or sorry, the beginning of spring and end of winter, I'm going to go through and basically get rid of all of the clothes that don't fit her anymore or that she didn't really wear, and I'm going to decide whether or not to keep them or to save them for my youngest daughter. The next step I'm going to do is go ahead and start dusting. She doesn't have too much furniture in her room, which makes this process a lot easier, but I'm going to go through and just remove anything that does not belong here on her nightstand, wipe it down, go ahead and put everything back on that does go. It never really stays this way, but it always looks pretty once I'm done. And then I'm moving on to this little bookcase that she has. This she uses as her Legos. She's my little creative girl and likes to build things at night when she can't fall asleep. So I'm basically taking everything off. I'm going to give it a really good wipe down and just put it all back a little bit nicer. And the last step I like to do with any room, especially one that has a carpet or a rug, is to go ahead and give it a really good vacuum. I will be going through tomorrow and actually cleaning my hardwood floors, but for right now I'm going to go through and just vacuum everything, including under the bed, because there's a lot of little dust bunnies that like to collect under there. And now that the sheets are dry, I'm going to go ahead and put everything on. It just adds that little extra 10% when you can clean all the sheets in a nice clean room. Moving on to my playroom, this spot, as tedious as it is actually a little bit easier and more enjoyable to go through. I already have things spaced in the place that I want them. I went through and did a makeover not that long ago, and I put everything basically in a place. And when you have things organized, no matter how messy it is, it's actually a lot easier to go through and clean it and reorganize it. So basically right now I'm taking everything out of the bins that don't belong in those bins, and I'm putting them in the proper place. It just makes it so much easier, and I can also take this time to go through and see if there's any pieces that are missing in any of their collections, or if there's anything that's broken, and just basically go from there. Once I have everything sorted out in their bins, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the top of this cabinet here, my little collect all, and basically just put everything where it actually goes. It's pretty easy once you have everything in a spot. It just makes cleanup so much easier. After I cleaned up part of their stuff, I decided I wanted to move a few things around. Another thing with organizing is you'll find that things get moved around often, but it's not a bad thing as long as your system is pretty modular. But I decided that the blocks that I had in this one upper bin I wanted to put in the lower bin because I needed to separate one of the other categories I had in the smaller bin. So it just makes everything moving around a little bit easier, and then it works out great. Once everything's been put away and is relatively organized, I'm going to go through and start cleaning now. I'm going to start again at the very top and just start dusting all of the furniture. Obviously this area isn't too bad. It does have a little bit of dust though, because I actually haven't cleaned it since I did the makeover about a month or so ago. So it did need a little bit of work. Again, you'll see me probably rearranging a few things here. It's just kind of the nature of what I do. You find something that doesn't work and we figure out how to make it better. So I'm not actually going through with any cleaning product. I'm actually just taking a dry rag and wiping everything down. Nothing was insanely dirty. It more just like had dog hair and dust. So that's why I don't really use any products on here. I try to be really careful about the things that I use in the girls' playroom. And yet again, my last step is vacuuming. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. It was super easy since everything was nice and organized. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give me a like and thumbs up, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.